Hi, and welcome to Activity 4 of the Restart Your Career Journey Activity Challenge, the 5 activity challenge, the Career Cafe Improving Performance. Now, I hope you've had the time, or you made the time, and you've had the opportunity to join in and engage with the previous activities so far, and more importantly, that you found them valuable. Now, the objective of this particular activity, to remind you, is to improve your chances of securing the job that you really want by making sure that your application stands out. And at this moment, you are an applicant and your aim is to become a candidate, which means that you have an interview. Now, you've written your CV or your resume, depends on which part of the world you're in, and you've written your cover letter and you're comfortable with the work that you've done so far. So it's easy to sit back now and think that, you know what, done the work now, I'm ready. And if that is what you're thinking, then that wouldn't be entirely correct. You could go with just that, but let me ask you a question. Imagine that you're a recruiting manager, you're an HR manager, a business owner, or whoever it is that has the job vacancy, and you've got half a dozen applications that look really, really good on paper. What do you do next? You pick the phone up and invite the candidate to an interview. Do you send them an email? Give it some thought. You're the recruitment manager, you remember. So before you commit yourself to giving somebody an interview, what else can you do as the recruiter to find out more about this potential candidate? There may be a gut feel that you've got or something's nagging away at you. What would you actually do? Where else could you go to find out that what the person making the application says on their CV and cover letter is accurate? Still don't know? I'm sure you do, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this, but let me tell you anyway. It's LinkedIn. Now, most of us use LinkedIn and many of us don't. And as a career coach, I do speak with people who might say, I do have an account, but I don't really use it. Well, that's absolutely fine. If LinkedIn isn't for you, then no one is going to shoot you for that. But if you do have a LinkedIn account or you do have a presence on LinkedIn, then you absolutely should have it up to date, because that's, whether you like it or not, where recruiters are going to go to look you up. And that could be a game changer with regards to your application. Now, LinkedIn is an online network that connects the world's professionals. So having a profile will kind of summarize your professional experience in the same way that a CV does to your connections, to your current and future employers, and to recruiters. And that's the difference. Yep. Your CV, you actually have to send it somewhere, generally speaking. But your LinkedIn profile is there for anybody who wants to go and have a look at it. So it's used to showcase your professional life and your achievements. Now, today's task, your activity for this particular task will not be hard. It won't be difficult, and you'll love this. The reason being is that you've already done most of the work. If you've got a presence, all you're going to do is tidy it up. So what you need to do is update your headline and mirror your CV on your page. That's it, really. So with your headline, when you go into LinkedIn, you're going to have a headline. I'm sitting there like I'm talking to a crowd here, and it just feels that way. You're going to have a headline, and you simply have to go to your profile and state what it is that you do. And if you're employed or if you're self-employed, just state what you do and just be specific. If you can't explain it to a 5-year-old very, very quickly, you've put too much information in there, okay? The best way to do it, or great way to do it, not the best way, a great way to do it, is to write a short statement that says, I help X to deliver Y by doing Z. Okay, I help X to deliver Y by doing Z. So the one that I used to have, telecoms, was something along the lines of, yep, that's it. I help businesses to reduce costs but maintain end-to-end services by providing remote access working solutions. Simple as that. So the people that are looking for somebody in that area will see it. That's what I do. That's how I do it. And that's who I do it to. That's it. Really, really, really simple. And what's also important with this is that every post, every connection, and every comment that you make on LinkedIn, which is you'll go into LinkedIn and you comment on somebody's post, or you might like somebody else's post. And as soon as you do that, every comment that you make will show that statement. That's why you have to do it. And that's why it's only got about 120 characters. So you have to make those 20 characters count. Next, you should head to the experience link and add whatever is on your CV, almost to the letter, when it comes to your employer, when it comes to dates, and when it comes to learning. Yep, it can't deviate. One or two things could do, because obviously your CV should only be, if you remember, no more than 2 pages. And you might want to put more than that on your LinkedIn. It's absolutely fine. But the salient information should be on LinkedIn. Again, you don't have to be on LinkedIn, but you remember that the difference is that your potential employer is aware that if you were less than honest on your CV, it would show here on LinkedIn, because you will have colleagues that know that you aren't being truthful. So if you've said, listen, I ran a £1 zillion contract and I was the director of services, you've got colleagues there that'll say, no, that's not true, blah, blah, blah. So you wouldn't put that on LinkedIn. So therefore, everything that's on your CV should be on your LinkedIn, and vice versa. Again, as I said, you don't have to be on LinkedIn, but recruiters will look for you on there. So if you're on LinkedIn, make sure you update it today. Also, you've got your contacts, your colleagues, suppliers, customers. All of those people can, if they want to, or if you invite them to, they can put endorsements onto your LinkedIn profile. And those endorsements act a little bit like testimonials, so they're worth having. The reason being that if a lot of people say the same thing about you, then it's building a story. Yeah, and it's their reputations they're putting on the line by saying, listen, I endorse this person for customer service. I endorse this person for customer service because they're brilliant. They always put the customer first, and people keep reading that and they think, yep, I've got a good picture here. And that's why it's important. And if you are on LinkedIn, go in and put some endorsements on somebody else's page as well. And whilst we're on that subject, but to a lesser extent, have a look at your social media estate, okay? Things like your Instagram, your Telegram, whatever it is, Twitter, tidy them up if you need to. It's your platform, really, and no one's going to tell you what you should or shouldn't put or post. It's a free country. But, and it's a big but, remove anything, I would suggest, that you wouldn't want a potential employer to see or read, whether they are photographs, posts on opinions, anything like that. It's entirely up to you. But like I said, it depends how much you want the job. So that's your task for activity 4. Update your LinkedIn page. And if you want to see an example of how it could look or how it could be laid out, just feel free to visit my LinkedIn page. You can connect with me as well. Feel free to do that. Just look up Reg Goslin. So check out activity 4, the workbook. It's in this group, in the files, or you scroll down, you might be able to see it, but it's here, and it will support the work that you're doing. And you can obviously, if you print it off, take some notes on it and put some notes on it so that you can keep yourself on track. And if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, now is the time to get one for yourself. And you can go directly to LinkedIn, and there's a lot of info on setting up your account, how you want it set up. It's very, very simple to do. It's very Janet and John when you're setting it up. But you can go to www.linkedin.com and click on help, and it will give you all the information you need. So get it done, start today, and remember, it's what you do next that counts. Thanks.